Welcome to the garage. This is Coop from Garage Gym Reviews in my garage. And today we are reviewing the Rep PR-5000 version 2. I've actually reviewed this one before. This isn't the first one I've reviewed. This is the second one I reviewed. It's the version 2 of the version 2 review. However, what's different about this one is a Stormtrooper look, okay? I don't know about you guys, but white has never been that interesting to me as far as like uprights and squat racks. Never really thought it was that cool. In fact, really nobody ever did it up until a few years ago. And then I saw Brandon Campbell's white rack and I said, man, that bastard, I want a cool rack like that. So I got this one. When Rep came out with the white version of their PR-5000 version 2, I decided, hey, I want to get the white uprights. However, I want to do it upright. I want to get black cross members and black everything else. And so now we have the monochromatic Stormtrooper PR-5000 version 2. Now this is a very special rack, okay? And the reason that this is special is because this takes pretty much all the features of the very highest end of squat racks that most people are into. The erector style sets, so like the Sorinex XL rack, which is kind of like the Sorinex Basecamp, as well as the Rogue Monster series. Those are the two, like, at least in my opinion, the two big like American erector style set squat racks. And Rep has come along and taken a similar style of rack with the 1-inch hole pattern, 11 gauge steel, 3x3 upright, 3x3 cross members, 3x3 everything, so it connects all together. However, they're making it overseas, China, so they can charge quite a bit less. Okay, so this version right here that is absolutely positively decked out definitely is cheaper than what you can get from Rogue. Now, is it that much cheaper? As you add accessories, it gets much more cheaper. That's what I'll say. If it's just the standalone rack, it's not crazy less, but when you start adding accessories, then it gets quite a bit less. Now, I'll show you some of the details. First off, we've got the white uprights. So I've got 6 posts here. I wanted a short, compact 6-post rack, so this is the one I went with. This has a depth right here of 16 inches, and then a depth right here in the squatting area of 30 inches. I know a lot of people like the ones that are like 40 or 42 inches wide. The reason that can be nice is because it's kind of a square inside the rack. So any accessory that you use that goes widthwise can also be used forward and back. That's nice if you're doing like seal rows with, you know, utility seats and things like that. However, I don't really plan to use it for that fashion. I've got other racks I can use that with. So for this one, I just wanted it to be as compact, yet as, you know, feature filled and versatile as possible. So I think this kind of like width and everything is really ideal. We've got 30 inches. It doesn't feel like claustrophobic when you're in there like it can to some people if it's a 24-inch rack like a Rogue R3 where you're like, you know, there's just not a lot of movement. I never had a problem with that, but I know people that do. So this one has 30 inches here, 16 inches here on the backside, and then I believe it's about 92 inches tall. So for me, there's enough room where I still got to jump up to do pull-ups. Now I'm not super tall, I'm only like 6'9", so some of you guys are probably taller than I am, but that gives you an idea of, you know, the height of the rack. So the black with the white looks absolutely clean, but here's what I did that's a little bit different than I noticed other people were doing. I went with matte black everything. So rather than doing like this glossy black on the cross members, and then you're having your accessories come out that are like, you know, flat black or this textured black, and they look different when you're up close, no, that's not good enough for me. I went with the flat, matte, textured black on all the cross members. So the reason that that's nice, and anybody thinking about doing this is, I mean, pro tip to make your rack look sick, all the accessories that come out always come in a standard textured black, whether they're from Rogue, from Rep, from nearly any other company, they're gonna offer a textured black version. So that means no matter what accessory you get, it's always gonna match your cross members. So these cross members, as you'll see, they match the front feet, as they match the flip down safeties, as they match the J-cups, as they match the Rep ISO arms, as they match the back cross member, everything. So what I would say is if you're gonna get a rack like this, get it with the flat black cross members, the textured black, and then if you don't like white, get a different color or something like that, and it will look absolutely sick, no doubt about it. Okay, so like some of the functionality of the rack, some of the things I've added. I've got basically every accessory here on the rack right now, except for the lat pull down. Reason I didn't put the lat pull down in here, I've got it in there. I'm probably gonna put it on it. I just haven't put it on it yet, mainly because it takes up a bit of room off the backside. So then I'm gonna have to push this farther off, which then makes it more difficult to get into that garage, which is another garage over there. So right now, I'm not positive I'm gonna put it on, but that is one of the separating features of a rep rack versus a Rogue rack or Sorinex or some of those others, is they're offering a plate loaded lat pull down that goes down the middle. Now Rogue has their slinger, which there's a slinger up here just so you can see it, up here on this coupe squat. The slinger up there is, it's nice. It's definitely a cool feature, but the slinger goes along the side. So there's a lot of like workarounds and things you got to do to make it work. Whereas this rep rack, the PR-5000, it uses it down the middle. So you don't have to set up, move things around. You're basically good to go anytime you want. It also connects to the belt squat. So I'm not a huge fan of the belt squat. I've said that before, we've reviewed it in the past. I think it's cool for like weighted pull-ups and weighted dips, but I'm not absolutely in love with it for belt squatting, which is, it's called a belt squat. Regardless, just about every other piece of attachment that's on here, I really like. They've done a great job. For instance, these J-cups. These J-cups are using a stainless, this is the details that I've been asking for a long time. And they may have done this because I talked about it, or they probably just did it, regardless of what I said. But the laser cut logos on here instead of like, stickers. For instance, these are a Sorinex J-cup. I like Sorinex. They make amazing stuff. These are better, beefier J-cups than these rep ones. However, you're putting a freaking sticker on like a $200, $300 set of J-cups. Like, I don't understand why you would do that. Throw the laser cut logo on there. It looks awesome. So it's got the nice stainless steel badge that also matches the back logo cross member, the archway cross member. It looks great. And they're also using a unique like plastic here. It's not UHMW, it's something else. When you put the bar on it, it like compresses a lot more. I don't know. I'm not really opposed to it. I'm also not in love with it. It's just different than what I'm used to. I'm not sure what it is. I'm curious to see how it's gonna wear over time, but they're definitely different. However, they are putting UHMW plastic on every part of the J-cup, on every part of every piece, so that it protects your paint. It protects your equipment. We also have the flip down safeties that are using the hitch pin. They work well with the UHMW on top. Nothing really, extravagant about those to talk about, except that they are including laser cut numbers on the sides. Then we got the strap safeties. The one thing about the strap safeties that I'm not a huge fan of, they are using like a traditional J-cup pop-out style that folds down. The thing I don't like about these is they're not using different ears on them. As you can see, they go the same way. So I'm OCD, and for me, it's like, it just throws everything off. Like these flip down safeties aren't that way. So why are these that way? Maybe that's just me. It probably is just me, but I figured I'd say it anyways. Then on the back here, as you can see, we've got the equalizer plates in urethane. These are great plates. Really nothing to talk about other than, they're just plates. They're urethane covered steel plates with a nice inset ring that's curved. These are a premium plate. They're definitely good looking, nice, white and black. So the question for most people, should you get this versus a Rogue Monster rack or a Sorinex base or XL rack, or there's other ones that are out there. Should you get this one versus those? And this is my opinion. This is a great value. This is a better value than those others. Now this is imported, so you guys that are all about made in USA and that really matters to you, you don't want to go with this option because it's all imported, every part of it. However, if you're not worried about that and you're just looking for a good price, this functionality-wise has a very similar functionality, and it's going to be able to accept any of the other rack accessories that you want. So if you go with this rack, you can still add, Rogue accessories to this. They may not work as perfect or they may not be exact, but most of the time, this upright size is going to work just fine with the Rogue accessories. So if you want to put, their lever arms on here or their LT1 50 cal trolley system on here, you can do so. Most of their accessories are going to work. The issue is the width is narrower, which I actually prefer this 47-inch width versus a 49-inch that's on a Rogue rack. However, anything that's forward and back or going up just on the upright, it's going to work fine. So what I see a lot of people doing is they're buying these rep uprights in rack, and then they're adding Rogue accessories to them. There is no doubt about it. Rogue accessories are better, in my opinion, than reps overall. That doesn't mean they're better value. For instance, these ISO arms that we reviewed are a much better value than Rogue's LT1 trolley system. But as we've showed on our Instagram, there's a lot of things that Rogue wants to do with their LT1 trolley system that these won't be able to do. But for right now, these are a better value. They're priced better. However, the quality is not at the level of Rogue. So if you're worried about that, then you may want to check some of the other options. But my opinion, this is one of the best value racks that's out there. It's an erector set. I put it in my garage because I love it. I think it looks sick, and it can do anything that I want to do with it. I mean, it's an awesome rack. It's probably about my daily drive right now. We'll see how long it stays in here, but for now, I'm a big fan. All right, this is Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. What do you think about the PR-5000? It's been out for a bit. A lot of people have been able to try it. Is this like your dream rack? Is this what you want to get, or are you trying to go with some of the other options? Let me know in the comments. We'll see you next time.